This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today I'm going to talk about the Chicago Toy Show. I did not take any video this time. I think actually I've only done it once, but I did want to go over the haul I got, and up first is the McFarlane Collector Edition Power Girl, where she comes with the red jacket instead of the cape. This was one I was looking for, and she was only $45 at the booth. I do say only because everybody else had her at 55 to 60, mostly 60. So I made sure to pick her up. First thing I bought, just snagged it right off the shelf. So the second thing I picked up was a sealed box of blokees wheels for Transformers. Now, specifically, I wanted to get this for the optimusprime, which is what they're calling that version, because I think that's basically based on the IDW comics. And of course, Scamper, who some of you might remember is one of my favorite little Transformer characters from way back in the day, that Hasbro still hasn't done right since that first one. Close, but not quite right. So I look forward to eventually getting around to building these. I still have a box of Galaxy version 8 that I started and haven't finished, so I'll have to do some of those too in the future. But aside from that, I mean, there is a lot of reuse on here too of a lot of these guys. As you can tell with like Hound and Swindle, like Mirage and Dragstrip, and I'm pretty sure like Prowl and Dead End there, I think it is. But yeah, I look forward to trying to build these and see which chase ones I got. By the way, the wheels are a little bit different than the other ones, where you potentially have two chase versions of the vehicles in here, and that's of Optimus Prime and Hot Rod. And I think there's even goes a step further with some of these. So I'm going to turn it. Because there is two chase versions of Optimus Prime and two chase versions of Hot Rod. So that is a lot, and I mean a lot of different opportunities, to the point where it's a 1 in 144 chance of getting the variations. At the same booth I got the blokees at. Oh, and the blokees I actually got for, I think, $34. I don't remember the exact price. It was $3.50 each and 12. In this case, the guy was selling them for $9 each, and which would have been $81, but he took 80, so we didn't have to break another bill. In this case, though, the ones I'm the most excited for here are Trypticon, RC, and the Planet version of Unicron. Although, wait, that's kind of weird. Okay. I just thought it was weird that they're showing Kickback in that form there, but he's not actually in the box. And then the Dinobots had their Dino form and their robot form in the same cases, so that was kind of weird. Our chase on this one, of course, is Megatron. That'd be kind of cool, though. And then I finally got my hands on the Hot Wheels Optimus Prime cab only. I was looking for this, never found it in the stores. This one was $5. Which is, 4 times the amount you would have paid for it in the store if you found it. But at that point, it's so freaking hard to find some of these things. I just finally had to give up and buy it. Same way I got the regular yellow Bumblebee too, is just at the convention a while ago. Then from the realms of Super 7, we got the Thundercats nayda figure to go along with Willa, which, you know what, I still have opened up very few of my Thundercats figures from Super 7, to be honest with you. But she was only $35, which is why I bought her, because honestly, Super 7's $65 price tag on all these things is just ridiculous at this point. So I am unlikely to buy anything at full price anymore. The last time I spent full price on something from Super 7, it was the clear plastic version of Sheila the Thief for the Dungeons and Dragons animated series. Otherwise, I haven't bought them at full price. I will say, looking at this, the face sculpt looks a little off to me. I guess I should say I'm pretty sure haven't bought her previously before. Like, as soon as I got her home and opened her up or looked at this, I was kind of like, pretty sure I haven't gotten her yet. I think I would have reviewed her right away if I had. But yeah, got that one. And next up, I got Tunnel Rat from the one really nice G.I. Joe booth where the figures are mostly reasonably priced. Because a lot of the booths just charge a ridiculous amount for the G.I. Joe figures, especially if they're in these little boxes. And there's one booth, I don't think it was this year. I don't think I saw them this time. But I do remember one booth having a sign saying that the figure did not come with a plastic box. But yeah, and this is, I believe, the Sonic Fighter Tunnel Rat, which coincidentally, I picked him up because literally last night, I ended up finding on eBay almost all of the Sonic Fighter Tunnel Rat's gear, plus some body parts. I think the only thing it's missing is the mortar, although it has the stand for it. So I decided to pick this up. I do believe I already have this version in my collection, minus the gear. But I think when I got it, because it's packed away with Tunnel Rat's original kit, and I think it's with the actual Night Force kit, I figured, oh, for $8, I might as well get another one of the figures, so that way I could have both of them that way. And I believe the Tiger Force Tunnel Rat, which I don't know if he came out in the original line or if it was when they did some of the anniversary stuff, but that one has a bright red shirt, so I'm pretty sure this one is the Sonic Fighter one. The last of our purchases are a 4-in-1 deal here. I'm going to start with this one. They were in a $12 bin. And like I said, I picked out 4 of the different figures from there, and I asked the guy if he'd do 40 for them. So I saved $8. This is a black cat figure that I kind of liked, but never enough to actually buy it. And I was figuring it would go on clearance at Walmart eventually, but it hasn't yet. But hey, whoops, I basically got her for $10. So yeah, might as well, right? I was absolutely stunned to see this in a $12 bin. Just because, like, I know its original sales price was something like $44 or $45, as I recall. And that was one of those, it related to one of those weird story arcs where, you know, where they had the skulls that had taken over the lives of so many superheroes at one point, and this is the representation of that. It's one of those ones where I kind of sat there, I had it in my cart in Amazon, just waiting for it to go low enough, and the lowest it ever got was like $19.98, I think, or at least that I saw. And I still couldn't bring myself to do it, but again, when I was grabbing stuff out of that $12 bin trying to get a deal, I figured, hey, I'll go for it. The interesting thing is, you basically do have just a Spider-Woman figure there if you don't put the Skrull head on it. And I will probably put the Skrull head on it, honestly. I think the Skrull head looks actually really nice. And I already have that version of Spider-Woman, so I don't need to have that version again. Our third entry in the $12 bin one is, of course, Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman. This was a redesigned costume they did a couple years ago, and I actually really like this costume. I had previously bought a version of her, you might recall from one of my older videos, I think, where she was in a bag and she came with all of her parts. Not that there are a lot of parts here, by the way, but she came with all of her parts, except for it was not a smoke-free home that it came from. Like, literally, it smelled like whoever smoked, like, just smoked constantly over the toy collection, and I was never able to fully get that scent out. It decreased, but not enough, and frankly, I just kind of got rid of those figures, which was a shame because it also included the Coil Cycle and the Baroness, as well as Tunnel Rat and a couple of modified Crimson Guards. But yeah, I like this design, so, you know, getting it from a $12 box, awesome. The thing is, honestly, I think I may have purchased this once before on a card for cheap too, but I don't know what I did with it if I did, so. Again, $10. It's a meal, but at the same time, not gonna kill me. And our last entry is the Three Jokers Batgirl figure. Now, I did do a review on the Joker-fied version of this figure, and back then I was fairly certain I had this one already, but I swear to God, I thought it had like a blue cowl and everything, so if I did have that one, then this is actually just a variation, and if it's not that I have no idea what I did with it, so I got her anyway. And again, for $10, I'm not gonna cry too badly if, you know, I've got multiples of her now, because it actually is a pretty decent figure. I actually do like it. So I do got to admit that the blockies are probably things I'm the most excited about in this one. Eventually I will put them all together and hopefully I'll record and put them up. I just don't know if I should just do the individual items from that box, or if I should do a full video with all of them, or maybe start the full video with all of them and then record each one separately and combine them together type of thing. Whatever, I'm not sure. Then there's the Chase version of Power Girl with the jacket, which is something I really wanted. You know, and as far as the DC McFarlane stuff goes, I did find people who had the Black Canary, which I didn't get my hands on, both versions. There's a Tana, both versions, which I actually kind of wanted both of those, but people were asking way too much money for them right away. I found the Chase version of the new, like, 1960s Supergirl figure. I did find that figure also, the 1960s one, actually at Walmart last night also. I did pick her up. I also saw the upcoming Supergirl movie figures, and they look awful. At first, I thought the skirts on those were fabric, but it turns out that they're just plastic, and that kind of sucks. They don't look good at all, in my opinion. So I don't think I'll be picking any of those up. I also saw the alternate version of Hawk Girl. I believe I did a review on the standard version of her a while ago. I know I picked her up. But then aside from that, stopped by the Beef Shack there to get dinner, or I guess lunch, late lunch, however you want to put it. That was glorious. I'm going to pop up a picture of the food that I got after I took a bite. But yeah, this year is just my Chicago Toy Show haul this year. I actually spent less money this year than I've had the previous times that I've gone, probably. At least the average, I should say. But I think it's getting more to that point where as I try to display stuff, I'm running out of room, so it's being a little bit more picky about what I get. And I'm not troop building a lot of stuff, because as you might recall at some of those toy shows, I was just trying to get troop builder stuff for G.I. Joe mostly, and the Masters of the Universe Origins line. But I got too much of that crap as it is, so I haven't really been buying the extras anymore. Although, damn, I did see they had the Anti-Eternia He-Man and a Wondar. One booth had them both. One was 20, the other was 30, and I was thinking I wanted to buy them both so I could swap out the equipment from Wondar and the anti-eternity He-Man, so Wondar could have like the black He-Man vest, a sword and shield and all that stuff, because I think that would be a cool looking figure to have. But then I forgot on my way out and didn't do it, because like a lot of people, I'll go through, there'll be some instant grabs like Power Girl and other things where I'll just be like, maybe I'll get it on my way out, if depending upon what I see. It's not super important to me, because there's also a Ram Man from 2000X on card that was only $10. I was gonna pick him up, but I forgot where he was at and didn't go past him again, so I didn't pick him up. Also, I just wanted to put a special mention here. One of the guys there had my holy grail for G.I. Joe, and that is the Defiant Space Shuttle system. And he wanted $1,300 for it, and I was not paying that much for it. And he told me, though, that the crank was broken, and I probably should have recorded that, you know what I mean, when I was talking to him. But the crank for it was broken. He thinks he can fix it. A couple tabs were broken, and it's missing a couple parts, but otherwise almost complete with the figures. And I was like drooling, because it is something that I want, but I can't see myself spending that much on any toy, to be perfectly honest. Like, I get heartburn just when I buy some of those expensive bases or the HasLabs, you know what I mean? So, well, why don't you guys let me know what you think about this stuff in the comments below. And do you think I should actually try to do an actual like convention video again? I've only done it the one time where I recorded some of the stuff I found, and what you guys think of that sort of thing. I would love to actually interview some of the sellers there or have them talk about some of the stuff that they're selling, but I'm such an introvert in person that it's ridiculous. So I always chicken out at the end. But again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please feel free to punch that like button. If you want to hear more of my nonsense in the future, you can subscribe, possibly even tap on that notification bell. And actually, there's another request for you guys. Which of these figures do you want to see me go ahead and review? I will admit, the Power Girl, I'm not sure if I'm going to open her up, because she is the Chase version, and I already opened up the original one. But all the rest of the characters, go ahead, let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.